Hi, my name is Aurora Adams, and this is my narrative speech. So, I've always been an athletic person. I love doing sports, and one year, 8th grade, I did volleyball, and I was having some troubles with an overhand serve, and it would hurt like my shoulder really bad. So, once that happened, I kind of talked to my mom about it. I was like, it really hurts, and it won't go away. So she taped me up, and then we went to my friend's house, and her mom is best friends with my parents. And then she checked my back, and she noticed that my spine wasn't necessarily straight. So after that, we kind of scheduled an appointment for an MRI, or an x-ray was the first thing. And then they noticed that, yeah, my spine wasn't straight. So then they sent me to get a CT scan, which confirmed, and then they sent me to an MRI. So just to make sure there was nothing else going on. So I got to the MRI, and it was like an hour long. I was super nervous, and they ended up finding out that I had what is called a Chiari malformation. So a Chiari malformation is when your brainstem grows into the back of your spine, so it's overgrown, and it clogs the spinal fluid into the spine, which could lead to paralysis. And I really didn't have a choice and they told me I needed to get the surgery like immediately. So within a month of the appointments, the doctor called my dad when I was at volleyball practice and said, hey, we can get her in at this time, which was like a week later. So one of my friends came up to me and he was like, oh, I'm so sorry, I heard you had to have brain surgery. And I didn't know at that time because I hadn't got told yet. I hadn't been home. So that's how I found out I had to have brain surgery. It was really confusing, but I wanted to do everything. Like, I didn't want to have surgery because I knew I wasn't going to be able to go hunting, which hunting season was right around the corner, and it happened during the surgery. So I really wanted to do that. I didn't want to stop my sports. I knew I wasn't going to be able to do volleyball, and then after that is basketball and track, and I wasn't going to be able to participate in those because of the brain injury. So I kind of just got really sad, and then the day came where I needed my surgery, and my aunt, my uncle, and my best friend at the time were all in the waiting room with me, and it was so scary. Like, I couldn't sleep at all the night before because it was just terrifying to me that they were gonna have to cut open the back of my head and remove a piece of my skull and burn my brain, kind of, I guess is what they explained it to me as. And that was really hard for me to think about because I wasn't gonna be able to hang out with my friends and I'd be stuck in the hospital. And I don't really remember anything from the hospital or the months after. I remember very few things, but after I got out of the surgery room and was put into a room, I guess I was just really grumpy and throwing up all the time, and I just was very sick. And I don't remember any of this, but my mom was telling me, and I didn't mean to be rude or grouchy or anything like that, but I was just so sick, and I had to walk again, which was really hard to get myself to walk. And eating, that didn't really happen at all for a long time. I just eat some ice chips, which is pretty much nothing because there's no nutrition in ice chips, but that's pretty much all I would eat. And I guess I got really grumpy at my parents, and they were just trying to help me, but I didn't really see that because I was in so much pain that it was just terrible. So I was grumpy, and I know I wanted to go home. I didn't want to be there anymore, but I couldn't because there were certain things I had to do before I could go home, which I physically couldn't do. And it was just really hard not being able to do the things I was usually able to do. I don't remember anything from the hospital. When I got home, I remember sitting down on the floor to get a drink because it was underneath our pantry. So I had to sit on the floor, and when I tried to get up, I couldn't get back up. So I had to have my dad help me get back up. And that was really hard because, I should be able to get up and down by myself. And always having someone's eye on me and having them watch me all the time was really hard because I like being alone sometimes. Or like most of the time, I don't like people constantly checking on me because, I don't know, I just had that mentality like I can do this myself. But I couldn't. And it was just super hard. And everything, I wanted to go back to volleyball, which I couldn't because the brain surgery wouldn't allow me because I was too high risk for an infection. But I healed pretty fast. Or I don't say I was healed, but I kind of just got over it really fast because I forced myself to, because I didn't want to have to be in bed all day and stuff like that. So 2 weeks after my brain surgery, I was out hunting, trying to get my elk. And it felt okay for the first time in a while because I was able to do something by myself. Like, my family was there, but I was able to go out of the house and walk around by myself, and that really helped me. And being able to see my best friend play volleyball, even though I couldn't, it helped to go see her play because at least I knew that she was still doing good, and that they all kind of like would always huddle around me, which I'm pretty shy, so I don't like a lot of people huddling around me. That really scared me sometimes because a lot of people would just come up and talk to me, and I just didn't really know what to do. But after that, I started to gain my strength back and be able to do the basic things by myself again. So that was probably one of the most traumatic things that ever happened in my life. But I did get through it by just like the support my friends and family gave me through the time. And it was just, everyone was so nice. And everyone who visited me, and the nurses and my doctor, was amazing. And they all helped me to get better. And now here I am today, able to do anything I really want. Like, obviously that my parents will let me, and I'm able to do my schoolwork where before I wasn't even able to look at a screen without being sick. But now I'm able to do everything on my own. I'm okay now. There's no, consequences of anything. Like, yeah, I still have the scoliosis. That's not going to go away. But I'm still able to do everything I love, which really means everything to me. So yeah, that's the story of the time I had brain surgery. Thanks for listening.